Hello everyone, welcome to this stream. I hope you guys are coming in and I hope you guys enjoyed the stream since today we're going to talk about the NES. If you have any questions regarding the NES or want to be part of this discussion, please put them here in the chat. Let's have a fun stream everyone. Thank you. I'm going to close the door for a little bit, so um I'll be back, and I'll close the door behind me. Gosh. So, okay. Okay, so if if you cannot tell, I'm gonna be discussing a lot about the NES, considering sorry about my phone, considering that I just had a video um where I had a retrospective about the NES, and I want to answer your guys' questions. I want to let you guys be part of the chat and talk about the NES, and let's get it started. I just want to know your questions, and I want you guys to be part of the talk. This is a fun stream here. This is a safe and fun stream. We can all be here together, and we can talk about video games here. Um, so I don't know. Maybe first off, I don't know. I don't really know much about the development of the NES at all. I really don't. Aside from, it was kind of an idea from the former president of Nintendo of Japan, which that was before Iwata, but um, it was actually Hiroshi Yamauchi that started the idea about the NES, though. But you guys can tell me what you guys think. I just want to know your thoughts, and yeah, just kind of leave them there. So I don't really know much about it. Just letting you know right now. I know about the games and stuff. I just don't know about the development of the NES. Um, but the games are wonderful. I gotta say, the games are absolutely incredible, and just the fact that we have gotten such great games and many iconic ones too from what we have from what we gone through. We gone through I say about years of video games. It started back in '72, I think. I don't remember which year, but '72, and then I think we got to the Fairchild, which was the creation of another person is a that is that is heroically called the father of modern gaming, and then he started that as well. But then now we get to the crash of '83 and then '77. You know, those two things are bound to happen eventually. Oversaturation, bad games. A lot of consoles. Consumers didn't know what they were getting themselves into because lots of consoles, lots of games to choose from. It was just it was just a mess. It was just really a mess, and that's something that we that's something that is very is kind of very um that is really just kind of hard because the video game crash really impacted the industry, and it did in many ways, and I talk about this in many TikToks and Instagram reels that I've done recently, that the NES have practically saved the gaming industry as we know it. Because otherwise, if the NES didn't save the industry and Nintendo wouldn't have stepped in to make such a memorable, iconic system, we probably wouldn't know of many things today, and we probably wouldn't know what gaming is, and it probably wouldn't be talked about as much. And just the fact that we have come so far in gaming, and have we have been more inclined to talk about gaming as like a culture, a community. We've been able to do that, and that's partly thanks to the NES, because without the NES stepping in, and without Nintendo even doing its thing back then, we we wouldn't even know what gaming is, to be honest, and we probably wouldn't know what we know about it so much today, and we wouldn't have a big gaming community as we all know today. And plus, you know, gaming wouldn't be the same at all either. Of course, we have all these AAA games. We have all these casual games going around, indie games as well. You know, partially the NES has something to do with it as well. And just the fact that the NES came in during a time of a disaster, really, it speaks wonders about it. It's just really something, and a lot of things that we didn't know about the NES back then, and just the fact that we have come so far after the NES days, you know, and Nintendo has come so far as well in that regard as well. So kind of something that I kind of am really proud about, and plus maybe the gaming community as well is really proud of the NES's achievements as as of this, like with the multiple different discussions I've got myself into about the NES recently. Just quite a imaginable adventure, just quite an adventure that we had so far. Just quite an adventure we had so far. Just things that we didn't really know. I want to hear your guys' questions, guys. If you wanna participate in the discussion, don't be afraid to come and ask. This is a safe place. It doesn't matter. This is a safe place. Anything can be discussed here. Anything can be discussed here. But this stream is mainly for the NES. But we can talk about different gaming topics as well if you want. It doesn't matter to me. Come and join the conversation. Because, this is a safe place. We all as a gaming community need to have a safe place to talk to people. It's always something that I wanted to say for quite a while, but never got around to saying it. And, I didn't get the chance to say it until now. God, I don't know. When it comes to the NES and how it looks like, I kind of did find it a little strange at first, considering that it kind of was shaped like a VCR, and I talk about it in my NES retrospective, and I talk about it in multiple different platforms, in TikTok or in Instagram. I talk about it there, where the NES was kind of shaped like a VCR at that point, and was marketed more as a toy. A lot of retailers are kind of hesitant to actually, advertise and market the thing because businesses were kind of hesitant because the video game crash happened, and they were reluctant at first. Don't get me wrong. I get it. I get where they're coming from. I get where retailers are coming from. Toys R Us is one of them. Was one of the big stores that was there back in the day. It's gone now, but you know, um, Toys R Us, Walmart, the big stores, Target, a lot of these places, a lot of these retailers actually were kind of hesitant to market the system and advertise the system because of the video game crash. And it kind of rings true, and I kind of get it from their standpoint because like, would you want a system like, let me put it this way, would you want to advertise something that just failed? Would you like to advertise something like gaming if like if you would like if gaming if we suffered a crash right now, like if we suffered a video game crash right now, let's say we suffered a video game crash right now, would you think for a second that if nintendo Nintendo like said to me, let's use me as an example, let's say if I was Walmart, let's say if Nintendo gave me like the product that they have, the NES, and they said, oh yeah, I'll market it for you, I'll advertise it for you, just that, and they say that, and I'm like, no, please, we just suffered a video game crash, we're hurting right now, we're hurting right now because of the crash, because of everything that just happened in the last 2 years. You know, I get it. I get that. I basically think that's why retailers were kind of like hesitant at first to even think about marketing the system. So it's kind of like just a little bit of hesitancy, like just a little bit of a little bit of resistance, and maybe just trying to keep costs down, just trying to do what they go when, they just suffered a big crash that could have ended gaming altogether, you know. And, retailers are kind of hit hard, so I kind of see what their point is in there. So, I kind of see what their point was in there. So I kind of really realize, just that's something that I feel like that's what we that's what I feel like I I think why retailers were really resistant at first to even market the system, because video game crash happened, there was a lot of factors that happened in there too, but eventually retailers stepped up, and they promoted the system well, and Nintendo did promote the system well as well. Just it was a big major success, and something that to keep in mind. Just the NES has been around for maybe like since '85, so it's been like maybe like 35 years since this system has released. I'm not too sure if it was 35 years ago, but I might be wrong. I might be very wrong on that. So just the fact that I that would bring that up. So um, you know, just things to think about. Um, Nintendo did very successful with it. Just a lot of things that were done with it to make it successful. Honestly, the next thing I would like to talk about is how it was successful to begin with. Nintendo had a great strategy when it came to getting the system to people and letting people know that the NES was the one thing that people can count on. It was the one thing that people would count on because, of course, you gotta get the word out about your product. You gotta get the word out about your system. Just to put it lightly, Nintendo did put the word out there with their ads with the Nintendo Power. You know, now you're playing with power, Nintendo Power. That's one of the things I said in the NES retrospective. If you guys want to check it out, I will put the link here in the chat for you guys to check out because I would love it if you guys would check it out. It's one of my most prized videos because I think it did really well when it first came out. So, and a lot of people jumped on it when I first reviewed it to people, and I thought it wouldn't do so well, but just the fact that I got it up and running. Uh, all right, I'm gonna put the link here so you guys um can see the retrospective for yourself. I'm not going to, I'm going to show it off actually. I'm gonna actually show it off and maybe like after things that I'm going after I do some things, some fun things that we're gonna do here in the stream. So, okay. Alright, so this is the video here.
Cartridge.
Alright, I'm gonna share this with people. And we're going to we're gonna put this in the chat. And we're gonna put this in the chat, so hold on, guys. Alright, guys, there you go. The link is here in the chat. You guys can check it out. It's a really good video. I would suggest you guys check out the video because it's a really good one in my opinion. Along with my other videos, I enjoy doing these videos. So if you guys want to make a request to do like a retrospective or anything related to gaming, just know I can do that momentarily. And I'm like now just working on a new gaming news segment, so you guys can see that soon in the next few days. So I still got a lot of work to do on it, but you know, I have advanced so far in the video, so it should be out maybe by Tuesday, depending how I am and how hard I work. Um, so that's how I'm going to have the schedule for this week. So, but back to the NES. Yeah, like I said, the NES, it was very successful with their ads and just the fact that they marketed the system to many people, not just the younger demographic. The way that they marketed the system, the way that they did their ads, and the way they got the word out, it was just incredible. Because those ads are nostalgic, and those ads are something that a lot of people like to reminisce about. And I like to reminisce about them as well. Even though I was not born in the 80s, I was not born in the 90s, nor in the early 2000s, like 2000, 2001, 2002. But I was there maybe like like middle of two of middle or like just before '05. So you know just 1 year before '05. So you know that was something. So I'm kind of like a 2000s 2000s kid. So it's something to reminisce. But yeah, just the ads are very nostalgic. And the Rod the Robot thing, it kind of was a little strange at first. The Rob robot thing, the little Rob the robot, the peripheral that came with the NES, I think, the Lux set. Because I know the NES came with deluxe sets with different sets, like different tires, I would say. um there was like the deluxe set, the action set. I don't remember which other one, but there were like 3 or 4 sets of the NES. Like they packaged the NES with like peripherals, and the then like with a game or two in there. I think the action set came with the NES. I think like the zapper thing, and I think maybe the Duck Hunt and Super Mario Bros. Game, the Super Mario Brothers game. I'm not too sure about that. You guys gotta reiterate me on that, cause I don't really know this stuff. I'm not familiar with it, so you guys gotta tell me if you know. You guys gotta tell me if I'm wrong. If I'm kind of wrong, I'm sorry for that. I don't really know all this stuff, so yeah. And I'm not trying to sound like a boomer or anything. I'm just letting you guys know I don't really know this stuff. And even though I know a lot about video games, I don't know like many things about it. So don't go asking me for like if I have like the whole thing of video games. I'm not gonna give you like whole entire history of games, of video games. I'm not that person to do that. So yeah, that's something that I probably won't do anytime soon. But I still have quite a bit of knowledge. I still have quite a bit of knowledge about the industry. Nintendo, Sony, Microsoft. Um, you know, different different things about the industry now, and maybe back then. And I'm talking about the NES here too. Maybe the ColecoVision if I go way back. I know a little bit of knowledge of it, but not too much though. But just to give you a fact, you know, it kind of paved the way. NES just it gives me really really great memories. Even though I played a little bit of SNES, just something to think about. Um, but you know, it was very successful. I gotta say, it came with a bunch of games. NES got like a bunch of games. I talk about this, and there is about maybe like I would say when I did my research, it was about like a thousand games plus for the NES, and when I saw that, I immediately I'm like, good God, it's like did Nintendo not make enough games for the system? Like 1,000 games for the NES. This feels like a paradise system, like a paradise system, because 1,000 games, and with a lot of people that play video games and people who are really not gamers that really play just the old school type, um, everybody can have fun, when you go and like have the system with different genres, with like sports, um, just the fighting type of games, the adventure type of games, platformers, the iconic ones as well. You diversify all those, and you just get a whole collection of games, and a lot of people want to play them, and a lot of people, some of them will enjoy one certain genre and one will enjoy another. You know, just you know, just keeps it diverse. Just keeps it, really great. And I appreciate that of the NES. And the NES is something that it brings on, and just a relatively good system. I would say that for many things. God. All right. So I don't know. I might do a quiz here, or do a I might do a tire list to keep it interesting. If you guys want to see that, go ahead. Go ahead and type it into the chat if you want. Honestly, I'm gonna do like an NES quiz to kind of have some fun. NES, like Nintendo Entertainment System. Quiz. Oh, what will you do? Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm gonna play the Stuff Works quiz. Okay, I got it pulled up here, and yeah. Okay, about this quiz. So it gives you like a little thing of what the quiz is about. So you know it gives you a little bit of history. So it says it's on an impressive 60 million. And also 5 million NES cartridges. My goodness, I feel kind of bad for those numbers now that I just put. I didn't really exactly know what those were. Okay, I'm gonna start the quiz. I hope you guys are gonna play with me here. So I'm gonna share my screen here. Actually, I'm gonna actually share my screen to do this. So, display capture here, and we're going to add the. We're gonna get out of the video capture device here, and we're going to put this thing here. Okay. We're going to put the video capture device again here. And okay. Alright. Damn it. Okay. Alright. I did not want that to happen. Unfortunately, I didn't want that to happen. Not make it too small. Not make it too small. Jeez, I don't want it to make it that small. No, right here. And okay, I think we're good there. Okay. Okay, so, alright, we're gonna start the quiz here. Hope you guys have fun with me. Let's start this. Okay. Alright. Which two games were originally released with the NES when it released in 1985? Super Mario Brothers and Duck Hunt? Gyromo and Duck Hunt? And Tetris and Mega Man. Now, these two answers I don't really think are really true. So I'm gonna go and say Super Mario Brothers and Duck Hunt. Oh, come on. Really? Really? I got it bad in the first question. Seriously? God damn it. Okay. True or false? Both okay. I'm losing track here. Both the Legend of Zelda and its sequel came with golden cartridges when they released. True or false? I would have to say false, because if they did come in golden cartridges, I would be so mad that it would be true, because I I don't really know much knowledge about it, so we're gonna do this. So false. You kidding me? Nintendo used gold to make the Zelda games look special, but later versions of the games came in standard gray. Didn't know that. Zelda from the classic NES games is named after Zelda Fitzgerald. Oh my god. Trick question. I don't even know this question that well. My god. I have to say true? Yes! Zelda is indeed named after Zelda Fitzgerald, wife of writer F. Scott Fitzgerald. Wow. Nice. True or false? You can make it all the way to the final boss in The Legend of Zelda without ever finding Link's sword. Haven't seen really that much footage of haven't seen that much footage of Legend of Zelda, nor did I play that game, but I would have to say false. I'm not too sure. False. Damn it. Well, I tried though. Well, difficult. It is possible to beat the original Zelda game without the sword. However, you will need the sword to beat Ganon, the final boss. Well, that's good to know. What mystical object is Link searching for in The Legend of Zelda? Trifoil, truffle, or triforce? Well, I know that answer way too well. Triforce. Zelda broke the Triforce of Wisdom into many pieces that hid them all over Hyrule to keep them from Ganon. As you play the game, you must collect the pieces to reassemble the Triforce. Nice. How many copies of the NES version of Super Mario Bros. Sell? 40 million, 400 million, 4 billion. I would have to say the first answer, 40 million. There's no way you could sell 40 million, 400 million copies of these. Even though that is kind of possible, but you know, that still couldn't be the right answer. 4 billion, you wouldn't really do anything. You like 4 billion, that's probably a little too much. I would say 40 million. Nintendo sold more than 40 million copies of Super Mario Bros., which came out in 1985 in Japan and hit US shelves the next year. Well, good to know. Who is the big boss that Mario must defeat in the original Super Mario Bros.? Luigi, Bowser, or Ganon? Now, I have to say, Luigi is Mario's brother, so it can't be him. It can't be him. Now, Bowser, if you think about it, I'm gonna give you a little hint here. If I'm gonna give you a little hint. So, he's a turtle, and he has multiple different castles, and the premise of him, is to kidnap the princess. Is to kidnap Princess Peach. So that's kind of his whole motive. And Ganon, I don't even know why he's in this list. Because, he's from The Legend of Zelda and he's not from Super Mario Brothers. I'm going to say Bowser. Mario must defeat Bowser to beat the game and save Princess Toadstool and the entire Mushroom Kingdom. What are the mushroom-like enemies that try to keep Mario from his mission? Koopas, Goombas, or Tanuki? Tanuki is an item. Goombas, I would say that's true, and Koopas are like turtles. They you stomp on them and they go in their shell. So I'm gonna say Goombas. Goombas can be defeated with fireballs or a simple stomp on the head. They should not be confused with the decidedly turtle-like Koopas. Well, good to know. True or false? Somebody beat Super Mario Brothers in less than 5 minutes. Oh, God. God, man. I don't even know this question at all. God, that's so hard. So, somebody beat Super Mario Brothers in less than 5 minutes? I mean, it's got 8 worlds. You can finish them in maybe I would say maybe in a couple minutes, maybe around 2 or 3 hours, depending. So I would say true. Well, the world record for beating the original Mario game, all 8 worlds of 4 stages, each is just shy of 5 minutes. Well, yeah, you can say all 8 worlds for 4 stages is shy of 5 minutes. So you get 4 stages in each world. So that kind of does make sense. And every 4th stage is a castle stage. So that's kind of something. Alright, scroll to the next question. Okay. How many playable characters are in Super Mario Bros. 2? Now, what Super Mario Bros. 2 are you talking about? The Japan one or the Japan one that was re-released as Lost Levels, or the USA version of Super Mario Bros. 2, which actually was Doki Doki Panic. I'm gonna probably say 4. I might be wrong, but it's 4. Alright. You can play as Mario, Luigi, Toad, or Princess Toadstool in the second NES Mario incarnation. Nice. What is the princess's special ability in Super Mario Bros. 2? She can float, she can swim really fast, or she can shrink or grow. Honestly, if she can shrink or grow, I can really be satisfied with that. Because honestly, you would be kind of tiny to enemies, and just the fact that they probably won't know that they sound on you would be kind of cool. And you could grow to a massive size if you need to. She can swim really fast. It's not even possible in Super Mario Bros. 2. And she can float is probably the most possible, so here we go. Each playable character in the game has a special talent. For Princess Toadstool, it's the ability to float over enemies or obstacles. Next question here. What does the power block do in Super Mario Bros. 2? Turn the character invisible, starts the level over, or kills all visible enemies. God, that's such an easy question. I'm gonna pick the third one. Yeah! Picking up and dropping the power block destroys every enemy on the screen. Scroll to next question. What year did Super Mario Bros. 3 come out on NES? In 1986, 1987, or 1988? Well, on NES, not the Game Boy Advance. So I think it's 88. Yeah, the third Mario game for NES hit shelves in 1988 and went on to sell more than 17 million copies. Nice. I know my Mario knowledge, so that's a good thing. Where does the final stage of each of the 7 worlds take place in Super Mario Bros. 3? Oh god. In a castle, in the water, in a airship. Oh well. I have to say, in an airship. Yep. In the first 7 worlds, Mario must hop aboard an airship and defeat one of the Koopalings in the final level. He takes on Bowser himself. Wow, that's great. What animal does Mario turn into when he finds the super leaf? A bird, raccoon, or frog? Now, considering that that these are different power-ups they're talking about, the frog suit turns you into a frog, obviously. A bird, it's not even possible. Honestly, it's a raccoon. The super leaf turns Mario into a raccoon, allowing him not only to fly, but also to destroy enemies with his magnificent tail. What extra power does Mario get from a Tanuki suit? The ability to swim fast, the ability to jump extra high, the ability to turn into stone. Well, to turn into stone, obviously. What did the Koopalings steal to conquer in Super Mario Bros. 3? To conquer the kingdoms in Super Mario Bros. 3? Jewels, wands, or money? Wands. The Koopaling stole magic wands and used them to transform each king into a different animal. Mario must recover the wands and transfer them back. Oh god, the questions are getting harder. I don't even know any of these things. Oh god. Okay, question is, how does Uncle Scrooge attack enemies in the NES version of DuckTales? No idea. No idea. No idea. I haven't even played the game yet, so I would say shooting fire. Dang it. Well, I guess I don't really know the NES version of DuckTales. Because I'm thinking of Super Mario when I think of this, so. How many Mega Man games are made for the NES? God, I think about 3, to be honest. It wouldn't be 1, since just 1 made for the NES is probably not possible. Probably 3. I'm not gonna say it's 6, since the other games are probably released on other consoles after the NES, so I would say about 3. What? Okay. Nintendo released 6 different Mega Man games that are Nintendo released 6 different Mega Man games that are notoriously difficult to conquer. The first of them came out in 1987. Let's see what we got here. Okay. Which game starred Samus? I'm not gonna say your last name. Metroid, Mega Man, or Castlevania? Metroid, of course. Samus works to save the planet Zebes in the 1987 game Metroid. What arcade game did Dr. Mario mimic? Tetris, Pac-Man, or Asteroid? Tetris, of course, because it looks like Tetris on the inside. In Dr. Mario, players had to line up pills by color, similar to Tetris, in order to eliminate viruses. Okay. Screwed up on there. What role-playing game released in 1989 was a precursor to Final Fantasy? Gosh, I don't even know these. These are not questions that I am familiar with. World of Warcraft, Castlevania, or Dragon Warrior? One of these games came after Final Fantasy, and one of them I think both of these games came after Final Fantasy, I think only Castlevania. I would say Castlevania. Dragon Warrior, known as Dragon Quest in Japan, its similarities to the role-playing game Final Fantasy. Dang it, it's a role-playing game. Damn. Okay. I'm so bad at these things. Seriously, I know my knowledge of Mario, but I gotta get some knowledge of the other games as well. What did players of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles need to collect to restore their health? Pizza, coins, or I don't even know what the third answer is. I would have to say the third one. I don't even know what that's called. Pizza? The 1989 NES version of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles allowed gamers to play as any of the 4 turtles and required them to collect pizza to restore their health after a hit. Never played the NES version of that game. Gotta know what it is. Dang it. What happened when Arthur took a hit in Ghosts and Goblins? He lost his armor, he died, or the game was over? I would say he lost his armor, cause I think you get like one more hit till you get a game over. So I think he lost his armor. After a single hit, the brave Arthur would lose his suit and run around and run around the screen in his underwear. What? Dude, that's so funny. Wow. That's so freaking funny. Wow. What NES game stars Summon Belmont? Manic Mansion, Mega Man, or Castlevania? Castlevania, of course. Because, well, these two games are probably. That one game, Manic Mansion, probably doesn't exist. Mega Man, I don't really think so. Because it's kind of like a shooting game. The part that Mega Man has in his arm, like, he shoots, like, balls or something. Castlevania is my answer. Summon Belmont takes on Count Dracula, Frankenstein, and other monsters in the NES hit Castlevania. Oh, well. Who lives in Manic Mansion? Oh, God. Really? Okay, I don't really know Manic Mansion. I didn't know that existed. So, let's see. The Edison family, Solomon Belmont, or Dave Miller. I'm gonna say, I don't know. Solomon Belmont is from Castlevania. Dave Miller, I don't even know if he's from Manic Mansion. I think it's the Odinson family. I'm not too sure. Yay! Teen hero Dave Miller attempts to rescue his girlfriend from the evil Edison family that resides in Manic Mansion. Ooh. I gotta look up what Manic Mansion is. I don't really know about this game. I didn't know it even exists. What NES game characters named Rash, Pimple, and Zitz? Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Battletoads, or Ghosts and Goblins? Another question I don't really know about, but I'm gonna try here. I'm gonna say maybe Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Dang. Okay. Brash, Pimple, and Zitz, aka the Battletoads, attempt to defeat the Dark Queen in this NES classic. Battletoads also became a popular internet meme. Wow. Back in the day, an internet meme became popular. How many games were available when the NES launched in the US in 1985? 5, 17, or 76? I don't think it was 76. That's kind of too high for launch titles. 5? That's kind of a joke, really. So 17. Just 17 NES games released when the system first hit the US market. Which of the following titles is not available when the NES came to the US in October 1985? Excitebike, Clue Clue Land, or Mega Man? I would say Clue Clue Land. Dang. Wow, I didn't know that that Excitebike and Clue Clue Land were from the start. So Mega Man didn't come in the launch titles. True or false? Blowing in your NES games is a good way to make them work properly. Yes, it was. It really was. Because back then you didn't used to have discs, because discs in the day, PlayStation 2 or PS1 or the GameCube, you had to clean the disc. But like in the NES days, when the cartridge was still around, you had to blow you had to blow into your cartridges like this. Yeah, you know. But I would say that's true. What? When an NES failed to work, it was usually due to a misalignment of the pin connectors. Blowing in the game did nothing to help this issue. A mail led to corrosion and mildew that shortened the life of the game. Well, good to know. Dang it, 20 out of 30. Well, you know, you get what you know. Okay. Alright. So we're gonna play another quiz, because I would like to do another quiz here. It's actually quite fun that I did this quiz. Actually, I'm quite having fun with this, so... Can I get out of this page? Okay, NES. No, God, okay. I'm pushing tabs that I don't need to. NES, Nintendo Entertainment System quiz. The Impossible NES quiz. Here we go. Alright. Which year the Nintendo Entertainment System debuted in which year? 83, 84, 85, or 86? 85, of course. Wow, I did well. Which game was the best-selling NES title of all time? Super Mario Brothers, Duck Hunt, Super Mario Bros. 3, The Legend of Zelda. Let's see here. I'm gonna have to say, The Legend of Zelda. Okay. Which game is this image from? Mega Man 2, Kung Fu Master, Hogan's Ally, or Metal Gear? Okay. Looking at the picture, I think that has to do something with Kung Fu. So I think the third answer, or actually the second answer, is the right answer. How many NES units sold worldwide? 8.5 million, 19.35 million, 34 million, 61.9 million. I would say I'm thinking 1935 million, I would say. When the NES debuted, how much did it cost? $149, $179, $249, or $299? The most expensive, I would say, would be $300. Okay. What is the correct Konami code? Oh my gosh. I don't even know the Konami code. So, let's see. I have to say up, up, down, down, forward, forward, BA, I would say. True or false? Blowing on an NES cartridge helped the game play when it wouldn't load. False. I learned that from the other quiz I did. Nice. Nice. Which of the following was not a launch title for the NES? Commando? Super Mario Bros? Duck Hunt? I would say 10-yard fight. Alright, guys. What is the name of the robot accessory? Robot operating buddy, robot engineering system, Rob the robot, Rab robotic accessory buddy? I would say Rob the robot. Alright, guys. I think I'm gonna get out of here because I'm gonna need to use the bathroom here. Alright, guys. Thank you for watching. Oh my gosh.